Hello, I'm Chris Cuomo, and welcome to our primetime webcast. We're about to give you an all-access pass to the secret life of teens as a girl's overnight slumber party gets wired for lights, camera, and secrets about their sex lives. What these brave young women reveal may surprise you, may anger you, but the most shocking thing of all is that for most of them, it was easier to talk to a room full of strangers with their cameras rolling than to share one-on-one with their own parents. And here's an advisory. You're about to hear some very frank talk. Here's Cynthia Mcfadden.
These 14 teenage girls are not just partying, they're telling secrets about their lives. They're doing what teenagers do when their parents aren't there, talking candidly about the intimate details of their lives. For some, that includes their first sexual experiences.
I didn't really like the person that I lost my virginity to.
If you ask, most parents will tell you they pretty much know what's going on with their teenagers. So we recruited a group of girls and their parents who said, for the most part, they have an open relationship with each other.
Teenagers now are far more advanced than we were at this age. At 17 years old, when I was 17, you didn't talk about sex with your parents.
But as you'll see, it's the details, the little things girls don't tell their parents that reveal just how harsh and fast the world of teen sex is today.
And even if the parents say something...
Atusa Rubenstein, editor of the popular magazine 17, knows a lot about teens and sex. She's giving me tips on the kinds of questions to ask the girls ABC and 17 recruited together. The 14 girls we've assembled have a range of sexual experience or inexperience. Only 4 say they've had sex, but as you'll see later, there's quite a lot that some of the teens don't count as sex.
Is oral sex sex? And it was so weird.
Well, Lacey, what's the answer?
No, I don't think so.
As teenagers today, we don't consider it to be. We just consider it to be like another thing to prepare you for actual intercourse.
So, if you have oral sex, you're still a virgin.
Yeah. But I think it's as bad as sex.
I don't think that you should have sex until you're married. So
where does that stop, by the way? So if oral sex doesn't...
Well, I think I never will have oral sex. I don't think. I just think
You'll never have oral sex?
I think it's disgusting.
We talked for 7.5 hours and slept for 4. Nobody is moving very fast the morning after. The girls know at least some of their parents are in for a rude awakening. Even in families where nobody intends to keep secrets, there are some things that just never get said. Too hard, perhaps, too embarrassing, or maybe just not worth it at the time. The 14 teenage girls we asked to come to New York with their parents, for the most part, said they communicated easily and well. But when the parents start to arrive, the girls use various methods to prepare them for what is about to happen.
They're gonna know now because I told everything.
You did what?
I hope it was a guy, but you can't be weird about that.
Well, was that really advanced?
You're gonna have to tell me what advanced means.
So now I know 100%? That was the only 10% I didn't know?
I'm joined now by my fellow primetime anchor, Cynthia Mcfadden, who braved that night and all the revelations that came with it. Cynthia, thank you for joining us. So what was the big takeaway for you?
You know, part of it really was, Chris, is how candid these girls were willing to be in a room full of fellow, teenagers. And I also think that they really wanted to talk to their parents. So many of the girls said to me after we finished filming, I did this in part because I wanted to open a dialogue with my parents, and I haven't quite known how to do it. It seems a little odd, I guess, to do it on national television, but so many of them tell us it's really worked, that their communication is better after this night with us.
It's amazing that you were able to pull it off. When you were thinking about doing this, what were you hoping to get out of it, and then what surprises, if any, came?
We hear so many stories about what kids do and don't do today, and I think we really wanted to try to pierce the veil a little bit with girls about the kinds of challenges they face and talk to them the way they talk to one another, and we thought maybe the slumber party would be the way to do it. We had a lot of pizza, a lot of Coca-Cola, and a lot of chips and ice cream, and maybe that lubricated them, but they were really candid, and they were really supportive of one another. another. There were a lot of tears, a lot of really hard things that they talked about, and over again, the other girls in the room, and there were a couple of sister pairs, but the rest of the kids didn't know each other. They rallied and came to each other's support. It was really quite moving.
So now you have the son you'll have to deal with, but I have the little daughter who's growing up. So what do I need to know that's going to be coming at me? What is the obstacle between the teenage girl and the parent?
I think from when we were young, and I think one of the challenges is things come harder and faster than they did, and I guess this is probably what our parents said too, but these young women are faced at the age of 11, 12, 13, and 14 with the kinds of choices that, really didn't face us until we were in our late teens. A lot of pressure from boys. We have to raise better sons, I guess. You've got one of them too. We have to raise boys who don't put pressure on girls. We have to raise girls who don't taunt and tease one another. I mean, I was really shocked at the way that some of the girls said sometimes girls are worse to other girls than the boys are in calling them names. I think that one of the other things is that, it's in the details. It wasn't that parents didn't know sort of the broad strokes, but the devil's in the details. You got to know the real life things in time when they're happening. And it's really hard to start that dialogue with your kids. But the thing we really learned, the kids have got to be able to trust you. One of the things kids said to us, our parents, they won't shut up. We tell them something, they tell everybody else. So you have to establish that bond of trust early.
And what do you want to watch out for? For the parents who will be watching this, what is the major pitfall? If you do this, you will get negative results.
Gosh, I wish there was just one, but I guess the thing that overall, Atusa Rubinstein, who is the editor of 17 magazine, who's really studied this area a lot, said, if you can do just one thing, keep that conversation going and know that your girls, your boys, they need to be talking to you every day.
Cynthia, thank you very much. Always nice to have something on television that parents can actually use. Appreciate you coming on the webcast with us. We hope you'll be watching Primetime on the air every Thursday night at 10 o'clock, 9 Central, and that you'll continue to check in for our webcast segments and previews of upcoming stories here on abcnews.com. I'm Chris Cuomo. For all of us at Primetime, thanks for watching.